We talked about Door Detective yet?
We haven't, no.
That's a cool product. Let's talk about that and kind of its revolutionary stamp on the market now.
Yeah, so Door Detective is one thing that Smarter makes that nobody else makes. It's really cool as far as its ability to stop tailgating in really secure areas. So with a turnstile, generally those are all going at entry points. And then once somebody is in your building, you might have a card reader on certain doors with different levels of security. So let's say that you have a data closet. Obviously, you need to really protect that data closet, and you have a lot of employees, and everyone's got basically like level 1 access to get in the building. Level 2 access or level 3 access is that data closet. If you just have a card reader on that door, and let's say one person has level 2, level 3 access to get in, who knows who's following in behind them, and whether that's tailgating or piggybacking, where it's kind of colluding together. You really don't have a way to keep track of that. So you could put an optical turnstile in, but again, an optical turnstile generally isn't going to be a prevention. You might get some detection there, but they're pretty expensive. So it's tough to justify that on just one door that's used very, very infrequently. Where Door Detective comes in is it traditionally mounts like on the frame of a door, so it's really unobtrusive, it's really small, it's really cost effective when compared to a turnstile. And if I go in that room, it's basically using an algorithm and optical sensors to detect that I came in and I'm the only one that came in. No one followed in behind me. Because if it detects that, it's going to alert your staff. You can tie it in with your CCTV. So now you have an event trigger, and you see that Bob came in and somebody followed him behind him, and they weren't supposed to be there. So now you can address that issue. You can see if there is a potential breach in your security, where otherwise, without Door Detective, you really wouldn't know. I would say, there's analytics on cameras that are trying to do similar stuff. And if you had, a very, very secure facility, I would recommend both, because they're both obviously with anything. There's some issues. There's ways to beat systems. So by having both, you're basically making sure nobody can get in there. Nothing's going to beat your system. You have both, and I think the analytics for that with cameras aren't quite there yet. I think in 5-6 years they'll probably be there. But for now, I think Door Detective is probably by far the best solution you have for once you're past that entry point. How do you detect tailgating and piggybacking past that point?
That's very useful stuff too for any, especially for data centers where their server cages are.
Yeah,
That's number one best case use for that.
Yeah, 100%. I think data centers are going to be huge for it. Any facility that has
Pharmacies.
pharmacies. I mean, any facility that has different levels of security once you're in that building, and you need to actually protect that stuff. I mean, you're putting those different levels of security there for a reason. If you didn't care about it, then you wouldn't be doing that. So if you're going to do that, I mean, really do it and actually protect those areas that need protecting. Yeah, I think there's really no other solution out there that can do that like Door Detective.